One of my clients, Ranjit, who does over $100,000 a month selling Greek card services. And the best part about digital products is the profit margins can be as high as 90%. Now, while all of the products I'm about to share with you, I believe are the best of the best to sell, I'm gonna go from the hardest down to the easiest. The first one, a membership site. Membership sites are great from the standpoint that they're very easy fulfillment and you don't have to do any one-to-one coaching and stuff like that. What makes it difficult is the actual selling. We actually have a membership site. So what we did is we realized that by trying to directly sell our membership, it didn't actually convert very well. So instead what we did is we said, hey, let's sell a $2.95 book and then give them a 7-day free trial into the membership and get a stick rate. And so we call it forced continuity, where they buy the book and then it's like, oh, by the way, you also get a 7-day free trial in our community. And if you don't want to continue, just click here and you can cancel. And that's actually worked very well. And originally I was actually worried we were going to get chargebacks or cancellations, but as long as you're very transparent with your copy, and then if someone does get charged and they don't want it, you refund them, there really hasn't been any issues. So the way this works is you'll come to this page right here, and this is about my book, Infinite Income. So I actually wrote a book a few years ago about all the things I did to generate over $100 million in sales and a little bit about my story. And when they come on this page, they'll click this button and they'll buy the book. Now, once they buy the book, they're going to get 2 upsells to try to increase our average order value. So it'll be a $97 upsell and a $97 downsell, and then a thank you page. And then once they come to the thank you page, we go ahead and put them inside our community. Now, after they buy the book, if they haven't gotten in the community, we try to force them inside the community by saying to get the book, they actually have to join. And the way we do that is we put the book inside the community. So I'll actually show you what it looks like. So when you come inside my community, the first message you can look at, you go to settings, and when you go to plugins, what we'll say is, hey, welcome to the group, by the way, here's the book. And so they get the actual book by joining the group. And our emails and text messages, once they purchase, tell them that to get the book, they have to join the group. And so again, we're forcing them to consume the content the way we want. And then once they're inside the membership, we upsell them to higher price packages. Now, you don't have to sell high ticket stuff to make a membership work. It just makes it a lot more profitable, especially if you're gonna run ads. If you're not gonna run ads, this is one of the harder ones to make work because it can work every single time, but you have to be willing to run ads. If you're not willing to run ads, that's why I have this at the lowest on my list out of the 7, because you do have to be willing to run ads. But if you do, it works really well. And what I wanted to show you guys, we only started this a couple months ago, and we're only charging $97 a month, and we already have about 15,000-ish MMR. And every single time we spend about 10 grand, the MMR continues to go up. In fact, it's going up more right now, okay? So you could see this month, right here, 15.5 MMR. And you can see last month we were at 11.7. So what we've seen so far is for about every $10,000 we'll spend, our MMR will go up about $2,000 to $2,500. And then we make that up by selling high price products on the end, and then the money goes back into the ad. So this is a great way to build a business, is like buy a community, and then you come in here and people will post different questions, and I just come in and answer these different questions. We also could come in here and obviously have conversations with these individuals. But other than that, pretty straightforward, and it's a great business. So if you want an easier business and you have a little bit of money to spend, or you're willing to be a little bit patient while you build that MMR and you don't want to talk to a lot of people, this is a great business, no doubt about it. Now, the second type of business you could build is being a social media manager. Now, when I say social media manager, I mean just very basic stuff. Posting content, coming up with posts, graphic design, very, very simple stuff. And so this is actually one of my clients I wanted to show you for this one. Her name's Anna, and she actually helps individuals do social media. Now, I couldn't find someone who literally does social media as an example for you, but she actually coaches people on how to be social media managers, how to outreach, how to find jobs, how to make their applications, and everything in between. And really the math breakdown here is very simple. You either want 10 clients at 1K a month, or you want 5 clients at 2K a month. The way I would try to be a social media manager is I first would get on all the big sites. So I would get on Fiverr. Obviously, you guys probably know what Fiverr is. Upwork. And I would start by just doing odd jobs for people as they pay me. And then once they do, you can actually offer a full-time service as a monthly wage. So let's say you're on there and you're working at, $20 an hour or $40 an hour. And they say, hey, I don't know if you care, but if you want this ongoing, you could just pay me 1K a month, and that'd be cheaper than hourly, and I'll just do anything you want, or 2K a month. That's where I would start. The other way you could do is you could obviously do outreach, because the reason I like this business is every business needs it. And so really what you would want to do is find businesses that don't have a good social media presence. Usually I would say this would be brick and mortars, right? You have a lot of online businesses, they're going to have a little bit better social media presence, but you could go to a lot of brick and mortars and just have them pay you anywhere between $1,000 or $2,000 a month to just run their social media, come up with their posts, their graphic designs, edit, all that type of stuff. And it's a very easy job. Like you could have 10 clients, probably spend, 4 or 5 hours a day max, half a day of work, and be done for weeks at a time by planning out their content. Now, after I got on Fiverr and Upwork and I would get some jobs and start building some credibility, the next way I would do is just reaching out probably to local businesses in Facebook groups or IG. So if I went right here on my computer screen and I just looked for local businesses like this and then start going in these groups and just reach out to people and saying, hey, I saw your page, looks great. You got your social media. Are you looking for anyone to just run your social for you, right? Just very cheap and just do X, Y, Z and ABC. And you could probably close people just in the DMs. It's something that every business needs. And if you're not going to charge a ton of money, like $1 to $2,000 a month, you can get 5 to 10 clients and easily be making 10K a month. And it's a great business, right? And I have clients that are absolutely killing it. In fact, Anna, right here, you could see she did about an extra $21,000 from this. So she's doing way above $10,000 a month. This is just a simple example. Now, another thing you could do is email services. Now, this is not a client of mine. He's a friend, but this is Troy, and he does a lot of email services, right? So he'll set up automations for people. He'll send out emails. He'll do all kinds of stuff. And what that does is, again, every business needs it. Every business needs emails. Every business needs automations. And it's really simple because most businesses, if you send one email a day, it takes you 30 minutes to write the email. So if you were to learn copy and you went to a business and said, I'll do all your emails 1 a day or 5 a week for $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month, it's an absolute no-brainer because it's so simple, right? But it takes that off the plate because good business owners know that they need that. If I could go back in time and start over and I wanted a really simple business with super low overhead and it just took me a few hours a week, these are definitely the businesses to do it, and every business needs it. So as long as you go in there with a low price point of $1,000 to $2,000, a full-time employee remember is $4,000 to $5,000. So you go in and you just offer your services at a cheaper rate and do it for them. Very few people will say no because they need it done, and not a lot of people who are good at copy or writing emails are going to come in at that level. Now, again, if you guys need help building these skills, go to udemy.com or allison.com, and there's $20 courses on how to write copy. There's $20 courses on how to be a social media manager. There's courses on how to build membership sites. Like any of these things you don't know how to do, you can go learn how to do it. Or in the description below, you guys see my links. There's a free group. There's a paid group. We can work with you one-on-one. There's a million things. Learn what you need to learn to do these skills.